Good evening. You are watching Summer Under the Stars on TCM. I'm Eddie Muller, coming to you from my usual Noir Alley haunt, Bar 355 in Oakland, California. All day, we have been featuring films starring a performer whom I personally chose for this year's festival. She's an underrated actress who had several distinct phases to her career, Joan Bennett. Born into an acting family, Bennett made her first screen appearance when she was 6 years old in a picture starring and co-written by her father, Richard Bennett. Her blonde hair, alluring looks, and acting skill landed her solid leading roles throughout the 1930s. During the decade, Bennett appeared opposite leading men such as Spencer Tracy, Cary Grant, and Henry Fonda, often receiving top billing over them. When she went from blonde to brunette for director Tay Garnett's 1938 film Trade Winds, Hollywood started seeing her in a new light. Soon, working for director Fritz Lang, the actress transitioned into a dark and dangerous femme fatale. Tonight, in prime time, I'm bringing you a trio of Ms. Bennett's films that demonstrate her versatility on screen. On deck is a warm domestic comedy from the post-war era, followed by an unexpected late career turn as a grande dame of bloody gothic horror. But we start with a political thriller directed by Fritz Lang, the first of his 4 films that he made with Bennett. It hit theaters on the eve of America's entry into World War II. From 20th Century Fox in 1941, this is Manhunt. Captain Thorndyke, a sportsman played by Walter Pidgeon, is hunting in the Bavarian Alps and soon finds himself taking aim at the biggest target in the world, Adolf Hitler. Thorndyke is foiled, and soon the Nazis are in full pursuit. He encounters Jerry, played by Bennett, who aids and abets the fugitive. Now, we are told that Jerry is a seamstress, but if you read between the lines, you can surmise that she's actually engaged in the world's oldest profession, prostitution. Of course, this would never fly with the enforcers of Hollywood's production code. As Lang later recounted, we had to prominently show a sewing machine in her apartment to indicate Jerry was mending clothes, not taking them off. All the back and forth with the production code office slowed Lang's ability to cast the role. Studio brass wanted Ann Baxter for the part, but Lang was more impressed with Bennett. She was trying to break away from the good girl roles Hollywood had typecast her in. She learned a Cockney accent with the help of an English music hall veteran and didn't waste any time on the set. It was the only movie I ever made in which I knew the entire script like a play beforehand, she later said. Probably why she and Lang got along so well. From 1941, here is Manhunt. Joan Bennett was no newcomer by the time she made Manhunt. Just a couple of years earlier, she'd nearly been cast as Scarlett O'Hara in Gone with the Wind. But Manhunt kicked off an important collaboration between Bennett and director Fritz Lang. They made 4 pictures together. Now, Lang had a notorious reputation as one of Hollywood's most difficult directors, yet he clicked with Bennett. In return, she was able to change her image into that of a sultry siren in their next 2 films, both early and important film noirs. In 1944, she co-starred with Edward G. Robinson and Dan Duryea in The Woman in the Window, pushing the limits of the production code with her provocative behavior and wardrobe. Bennett, Robinson, Duryea, and Lang re-teamed a year later for Scarlet Street, colder, crueler, and pushing the fatalism and twisted sexuality even further. Lang and Bennett's final film came in 1947 with the offbeat psychological thriller Secret Beyond the Door. Now, the star and director remained friends, with Bennett noting in her 1970 autobiography, "Working with him was a fascinating exercise in the art of making motion pictures." Up next, Joan Bennett reinvents herself again as a patient mother to Elizabeth Taylor and the loving spouse of Spencer Tracy in a family comedy that was one of the biggest hits of 1950, Father of the Bride is next as Summer Under the Stars continues on TCM.
Next on TCM, Father of the Bride, then Suspiria, and later House of Dark Shadows. We shed some light on Joan Bennett tonight.